On this, are we having contractors who are willing to take on the national government as far as this is concerned? Because now we have PS Unkuli, who is going to play this role that we are not really sure. He's going to be the eyes and ears of the national government at county level. Are we seeing contractors who are willing to take this to there? Because clearly this is not a coincidence. After the handover happened, then all of a sudden Nairobi was filled with garbage from every single point.
And you know, the intrigues in government is always that when you come in, people try to make sure that you understand that they are owners of that particular place you're coming into. So I think it's a bigger thing waiting to happen. I think there'll be much more interesting stories happening around this as the national government comes into play in as far as management of Nairobi County is concerned. If you asked me, I would think that this is a spot that the anti-corruption body, including the investigative team at the Kenya Police, should keep their eye on, because there's a lot of loopholes for a lot of gameplay here. I know that one of the things that some of the business people have been talking about now in the process of the handover is that there are a lot of pending bills that they're waiting to be paid, and that needs to be fast-tracked even as this move is executed and given effect. So all these pressures are going to come down, and at the same time as they come down upon the new team that is taking charge, we will continue to make noise, because these pictures will become the order of the day, and it will only get worse. But a bit, just to give a bit of credit, one thing that I noted yesterday as I moved around the town a lot was that there's quite a bit of work going on with various roads, which was which was a delightful surprise. So let's wait and see.
Didmas, with this particular scenario, and when you see this, some people are saying now this is why Nairobi needs to be moved to national government, because clearly this county government situation isn't working in terms of service delivery. We've tried time and time again. Let's hand it over. There's been that whole talk of this being the seat of power. We're trying to get ourselves a UN Security Council non-permanent seat. Nairobi can't look at look at this when we're trying to vie for that. What's your take?
I don't think if Nairobians will expect much more improved services.
Even with the handing over of functions?
Even with the handing over of functions. We are considering that Nairobi City County was under national government, local government, previously before. And it was under the Deputy Prime Minister at that time, you remember. And we continue to have the same problems. But I would say this, what is happening here, it is, you know, a synopsis of the type of fabric our systems is made up of. And I want to tell you for free, even if you will, I mean, you can audit this after some 1 year. The same contractors that we are saying are not offering good services, that are purportedly under investigations, even with the transfer of services to the national government, you will see there will be the same people who will continue to offer these services.
Are they untouchable?
There is a cartel. I mean, they are positioning themselves. It's just a matter of, even now, they have been operating from City Hall. So they will just move away from City Hall to the national government offices, and that's where they will begin to operate from. And the most of what this country should do is that, regardless of these very many irregularities in the garbage collection, the Nairobians must get proper services. This city must be clean, so the government must mitigate on how the people of Nairobi will continue to enjoy good services, to dwell in a cleaner environment, even as they try to sort out this kind of a problem. And I believe, as a person, that NYS has the capacity even to spend about a week and clean all the city. I mean, this is something that the government need not to spend much more money on. This is something that the NYS can be able to take care within the shortest time possible.
I can hear Ben is really agreeing with you on this particular statement, but it's worrying when Didmas says that these cartels will morph themselves and move from the outfit they have in county government to national government as well, when the whole essence of the handover, according to the governor, was to get rid of these cartels. How do we do this?
Well, essentially, I think on the one hand, Governor Sonko will have done his best, because I had a chance to chat up with one of the older citizens of this town, And it was in concurrence that for the first time, actually, there is somebody at City Hall who has managed to put the madness to a stop of the kind of stealing and the kind of open plunder that used to happen, where people used to carry money in guineas. Sonko has been able to deliver on that. And that has really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, because there are people for 30, 40 years who have never worked their lives, apart from actually just collecting money from City Hall and building skyscrapers and estates across the city. And also who thrived in just stealing land from widows and disadvantaged communities, like especially the Asians. Sonko has been able to deliver on that. So this idea of the cartels, and the one thing I concur with Mheshimiwa Baraza here is their push. You see, like even when you read a story like that, there is no way just garbage can show up in the city center at the on Aga Khan Walk just from nowhere. I mean, how did that garbage end up there? And who delivered it there? At what time and for what reason? So you realize some of these things are petty blackmail tactics that are being deployed by people to paint the governor as a failure. And it will be interesting now to see how even the national government, if that function will be under them, how they'll be able to deal with that, because this kind of sabotage has been there before, even in many years before. Previously, it used to be actually sabotaged internally by members of staff of the county government for failure of payment of salaries. Since Governor Sonko came into office, actually there is not one single month City Hall has failed to pay salaries before the close of that particular month. So we need also objectivity in terms of what is being reported to the public out there, because I can assure you that heap of garbage is not something, you know, those are not people who are just walking around chewing gum and that. That is actually somebody who delivered garbage in the city center. Then they take a picture, then they put a big story to demonstrate that, and that kind of that kind of imbalance needs to be addressed.
Okay.
Yes.
Just something to add on what my good friend is saying. The only way to solve this thing is to devolve, you know, garbage collection. Yes. There is no way you can award the tender for garbage collection for one individual the whole of Nairobi. You
Actually,
need to devolve this to sub-counties.
Actually, that is how it should happen. Yes. No, actually, that is how it is structured currently. So you find, like in the CBD, there is a specific contractor for the CBD. There is a specific contractor for all the 17 sub-counties. That is how currently
but
it is
do you know why this matter will never end? Because in this scenario, garbage, you know, this garbage is a milking cow.
Yes, it is. It is a cash cow.
A milking cow is this is a constant. It will remain. It will never vary.
Right.
But the variable here is that garbage collection.
Right.
So I mean, is only even now we are only going to change the people who are milking.
Right.
This particular cow.
But the cow remains.
But the cow remains. So nobody will be willing to sort out the problem that you can make something out of it. And the fact that it has been reported that number of contractors are the one who have been participating in this corruption, kickbacks, blah, 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 blah. Any new person coming in will give these people first approval.
Right.
That come and let's talk to me.
Right.
I mean, how are you doing with this, so that they can be able to continue also to have an opportunity to continue milking again.
True.
So the government investigative agencies, unless if they are part of the beneficiaries, this is something that can be sorted out within a week.
Right.
It doesn't take a genius to know, rocket science to know that this service is not being properly offered.
Well, we have a new man at the helm as well. We'll see if that will happen.
I doubt to what extent this can be that easy, given that even with Governor Sonko coming in, one of the complaints Nairobians had was that we had gone back to dirty Nairobi. And that did not start now. It has just been enhanced with his leaving. But as my colleagues are saying, let's wait and see.
We have P.S. Unkuli right there. Let's see what he'll deliver as far as that is concerned. And that's a story that you can get in your copy of your Daily Nation as well. I want to switch gears briefly because it's a story that you can be found in your Standard right there. I trust Raila with the BBI, says Uhuru. President hosts Rift Valley governor, stresses ODM leaders' key role in Unity Project, and why Nakuru rally must not inflame ethnic passions. Of course, there was very many questions that were raised when the Eldoret stop was skipped as far as the BBI rally is concerned. Look at the picture right there of the leaders, ostensibly, of this particular area. And another question comes up, Millie. Yes. We can't see the deputy president right here. And when you think about the Rift, he's arguably one of the most influential leaders there.
Yes.
the absence speaking more than 1,000 words on this?
I think so, and it's becoming clearer by the day that the bromance that existed 2013, 2017 has diminished considerably. And I think that it would be a lie to continue to pretend that all is well within that office of the presidency. There seems to be an issue that needs to be addressed. The deputy president has practically said it in the various forums he's been in, even recently at the funeral, claiming that the system is against him and leaving Kenyans totally confused because Kenyans see him as the system.
Right.
He is in the presidency. So how can he claim that that system is targeting him? But I think one positive that I take from it is that despite all the hula-baloo that has been there around the Rift Valley process, that the leaders were able to come together and have a conversation. I think that the beauty that this process has been able to bring is that you get the leaders to come together and hopefully talk about their issues as they did in other regions. We saw that happen in Western, present a memorandum on their region. We saw that happen in the Mount Kenya region, and they presented a very comprehensive thing and brought up issues that have been hurting their people and that Kenyans had put under the carpet for years, wanting to believe that this community is okay, but realizing that the community has got serious concerns, just like any other community in Kenya. So I think I like the fact that they were able to come together, because at one time you would not have believed a week or so ago that they would be able to sit together and have that discussion. It is, of course, a little bit unfortunate that some are left out. You'd want all the leaders to be there together. But I think the beauty of democracy is that you cannot have all people in the same basket. There must always be that voice outside there that will speak for those few.
Didmas, when you look at the front page of the Daily Nation, we have the headline, the curse of Kenya's vice presidency. When you look at the Standard, we don't have the DP there as far as Eldoret matters are concerned. And yes, we might say he's a national leader, so it's not about Rift Valley, it's bigger than that. But let's not forget the statement that was made, and that's what is being quoted in the Daily Nation, where the deputy president talks about the system that is out to stop him. He's second in command. Didmas, who is, or what is the system?
One, I want to agree that all is not well within the presidency, but I don't think that the absence of the deputy president in this meeting was not held yesterday. It was held the other day. And I don't think if the absence of the DP has got nothing to do with the rifts within the presidency, between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto.
Contrary
to yes, the
president and the deputy.
Yeah, all is not well within Jubilee Party. And contrary to what the headline here said, that I trust Raila with the BBI, says Uhuru. I mean, to me, I think it's the other way around. The fact that Uhuru has met the governors himself, it means that he doesn't trust Raila Odinga. Contrary to what had been happening previously, you saw when they were going to Kakamega, going to Mombasa, going to Kitui, it's Raila who has been the face of those BBI arrangements. But the fact that the president has taken over himself, it means he no longer trusts Raila Odinga in terms of handling this process, because you've seen how these things all along have been handled. And we don't really read too much. And with a lot of respect, I think the Standard newspaper has become a gutter press.
Okay, let's hold that particular thought, because that's
just give me 3 seconds.
We've taken a picture and taken a quote.
Just give me 3 seconds. You know, such a headline, if President Uhuru Kenyatta may have said, I trust Raila Odinga with the BBI, then this ought to have been headlines of all the newspapers. This is a weighty matter. But when you have like 5 media houses or 6 media houses, then only one media house reports a report, and the other media houses, they never had whatever this newspaper reporting.
In all fairness,
leaves a lot to be desired. This has become a gutter press.
Each editorial house has the independence to choose the headline. So probably the editor there thought that was fit. But honestly,
this is my friend. You don't need to go to school to capture this as your headline.
Honorable Didmas, I want us to also examine the issue, because on the Daily Nation, it's not the same headline as the PD. We can't say they're all gutter press, isn't it?
No
headline that's...
No, you see, when you look at the Daily Nation, they have captured this report. They have said Ruto, Uhuru comes, close ranks ahead of BBI. This is balanced reporting.
Yes.
But when you say that I trust, you know, here is like they are quoting the president.
Right.
Absolutely.
Which is completely very wrong. I never had something of the kind.
We'll look at that particular story in detail because it is in there, but also
if I may, just briefly, that before we forget, let's not forget the regional kind of politics that we have in this country. And the fact that it is not a secret and it is not under any carpet that Raila did not have much votes within the Rift Valley and within the Mount Kenya region in 2017. And therefore, the extent to which you would be able to influence the leadership there is something that would need a partner. And I think that's the key role that has been seen in the president since the BBI discussion started.
But
so I just wanted to add that.
That is misleading. Raila Odinga got more votes from Rift Valley than he got from Central. So whatever she's saying will be the other way around.
Didmas, there's also another statement I want to bring to you, even as we talk about all not being well between the president and the deputy, when he said that the system is out to stop him. And that's something that Millie has also asked. He's second in command in the country. After the president, it is him in charge of the government.
Yeah, but you see, I want to agree with the Daily Nation. Every time we have, this country experiences succession politics, these kind of things are there. We have camps, those who support the deputy president. We have camps of those who support a different presidential candidate. You know, and you see, so they will bring all manner of things, to try to stop him. But at the end of the day, it's the people of Kenya who are going to decide, including this clamor for constitutional change. It's all about politics. You know, because I'll take you back a few years ago, when Raila Odinga, by then Prime Minister, thought that he was popular across the country and that he could win the presidency through universal suffrage. He supported an imperial president. But eventually he was trounced by Mwai Kibaki. Not Mwai Kibaki, but by Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013. And now he has realized that he doesn't have the national clout to be able to win the presidency. Now they want to change it into some kind of a parliamentary system. So these animals of, referendum, BBI, changing the constitution here or there, it has been a tool for politicians to survive politically.
But Dismas, my question really was in your regard, because you also work closely with the deputy president. You're within Jubilee Party. He's a deputy party leader there. He's a vice deputy president as well. Who is the system, or what is the system? A
system is just a group of about 5 or 6 people who operates within the corridors of power within the State House, who has the powers either to direct and give instructions to, DCI.
Are they executive officials?
They are employees of government. They are employees of government, and actually what they engage in is illegal, because it's not anchored in any law, in any policy. So they are no different from the conmen you see walking around the streets terrorizing people for no apparent reason. And, I just want to remind them that they should not take this country back to where this country was in the last 15, 20 years.
Right.
And I think it is very, very expensive to take this country back to where we were. But I want to tell them that if I may quote President Moi, power iko kwa wananchi. And the offices we only hold those offices in a trust on behalf of the people of this country. And there is nobody who will occupy a particular position permanently. We had more powerful people in the government, the likes of Nicholas Biwott, the likes of Zakaya Cheruyot, but they no longer continue to occupy those type of offices.
Right.
And that when you hold of a public office, please act in a manner that even if you've left that particular office, you would expect also your predecessor to do the same.
Ben, I'll come to you because you're amused with some of the statements being made by Honorable Baraza right here. Just before we get into our break, because some people are saying that what we shall see on the 21st of March, as far as the BBI rally is concerned, the stakes very high in this particular region, and that's why you can see a lot of consultative meetings going on therein. What's your take on this particular scenario and how it's been handled so far?
Foremost, I think I want to appreciate the President for taking leadership in this process. And it is something that I have pointed out consistently. I also want to dispute that funny headline by the Standard, because it is part of the problems this country is trying to run away from, where people just sit over a cup of tea and decide to write things that are running in their heads that do not exist. Why I want to appreciate the president is for this. As late as the Meru meeting, you remember BBI had completely lost track and completely morphed into something else that has succeeded in polarizing this country more than uniting it. And my question would be, because when you look at the presentations or the conversations people had at the committee or while they were making their submissions to the committee, these were very sober conversations whereby people presented memoranda and all other things in terms of what they wish either reviewed or included in our constitution. So my primary question goes, why are we having these rallies, yet the committee just concluded its public hearings and they are now going back to write a report? Then now people can discuss a report. So in my view, and as I've consistently said, these rallies have been a waste of time. They have succeeded in actually polarizing Kenyans more. They have succeeded actually in exposing the dishonesty behind the conception of BBI. And it is time even the president calls off that meeting in Nakuru or any other, until politicians now will go out there to present a document and discuss specifics of that report with the public. But what we have been seeing today is people just dancing to reggae music. They don't even know what this BBI is all about. And they are telling us nobody can stop reggae. I don't know why nobody should not stop reggae or why reggae should continue. So I think it is time really the president takes full charge and agrees that even this rally that is planned for Nakuru, it is about nothing, because even as late as yesterday you saw the Speaker of the National Assembly making his presentations to the committee. We had the Senate also making presentations. All this has not even consolidated into a report that even leaders or the Mwananchi can discuss. So these rallies are a waste of time. And especially Nakuru. You know, Nakuru has been the epicenter of a lot of tragedies in this country. And it would be unfortunate to go there with the same mindset people went with to Mombasa or Narok or Meru and incite the public in a very delicate area, especially where ethnic tensions have been previously ignited by very small sentiments.
I think,
10 seconds before we get into the break.
Yes, you know, I want to be very honest. What keeps a politician going is the act of engaging the electorate on a constant basis.
Right.
For us who are allied to the Deputy President, we felt that the only way we can keep in touch with our electorate is to participate in very many harambes in the churches everywhere, participate in the launching or commissioning of projects that we can have a one-on-one interaction with the Kenyan people. And Tinga has hijacked the BBI process to be his platform of him engaging with the people. That's why even if we say that we support, he doesn't really believe that we support it. Even if there is nobody who is opposed to it, he's still moving around with these BBI meetings. Even if the task force has closed the submissions of reports, receiving of proposals, he's still moving around the country in the name of popularizing the BBI. So it's his tool, is his invention of that to use to be able to move around. He has actually, it's similar to what we are doing, but different in nature. As we are moving around, participating in Harambes, they are moving around, playing reggae, to be able to stay in close with the electorate, and therefore put together his support base. So BBI is all politics. It has got nothing to do with improving the lives of the Kenyan people.
Let's get a short break right there. We'll come back after the break and talk about what the BBI task steering committee, getting presentations from the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Senate as well. Some of the recommendations and proposals by the National Assembly Speaker: removal of election of president and governors by universal suffrage. Kenyans should vote for a party that best captures their aspirations. After presidential election, there should be no winner lose a deal. Let's discuss these proposals after the break. This is K24 This Morning.